Hello and welcome to Make Your Money Make You Money or Make Your Bills Pay You. This is a bonus segment that I decided to do after much thought. I've been going through a lot of processing and thinking about what I wanted to do with this course, and I wanted to add this extra part because I've been watching the way that our world has been going and what has been happening, and every person that I know has a coach, and we had a discussion once that as times started to get rougher, there was going to come a point in time, there was going to be 4 areas of very specific niche needs. And that was one of the reasons why I launched this course, but I had not streamlined it to a degree where I could really push it to people's understanding of where they could go, where they could start, and what they could put their hands to. But the answer was always there. And the answer to that was, what do you have in your hands? There's a scripture that I always quote in the Bible that talks about a widow woman whose husband had passed away and they were coming to take her children. When this happened, she went to the authority in the land, we'll say, and the man told her, "What do you have in your house?" She said, "I have nothing but a bit of oil." He said, "Take that oil and do with it. Go get as many vessels as possible and pour that oil." We as creatives, you have creative skills, you have technical skills, whatever the skill set that you have, you can use it to do something bigger, better, build out something that will make an impact on society in today's climate. As creatives, we may not like it, but where we use our gifts, we shall see increase. As creatives, the goal is always, let me be in the movies, let me be in TV, let me make music, let me do this. But what if you could use those skills to serve people in industries that don't naturally have access to those skills and skill sets? What is the need in today's society? And that's what I'm going to talk about in this special bonus segment. Because I've been telling you how to brainstorm, I've been telling you how to use the skills and talents you already have, but what if you could apply it to something that someone already needs naturally? What would you do? Well, that's what this course or this specific mini bonus is all about. What can you apply your skill sets to pour your oil to be able to help others make money and pay their bills and pay yours? And how can you build and expand that? Me and my coach always end up in this debate because she has been pushing me because I have a skill set. I like to talk. So I ended up developing a podcast. What were the things that we saw expand between 2020 and 2021? Podcasting, because people didn't have nowhere to go, and a lot of celebrities and a lot of people, they needed to get their message out there, but they needed a way to streamline it. Podcasting became a unforeseen promotional necessity for the climate that we're in. Next to that came building out products. And because most people were purchasing all their products online, what was the thing that you can do and create to create products online. Anybody that does a online business, even in today's climate, as we're beginning to come out of the constraints that we were in 2020 and 2021, we see that there is still a need and necessity for online products. Amazon's sales multiplied over 143% between 2020 and 2021. If you find the right products, you can create a need or solve a need that people need in this season. Perfect example. There has been a continual talk about said pandemic and illness. A necessity has been in two major areas, and I'm about to show you those two areas. Nursing. Nurses have become a need for the past 2 years in ways that are ridiculously outweighed. The nursing degrees, nursing programs, nursing related things, it's become a necessity in this time being, because people want to, one, if they have a issue in their body and in their health, they want to get in contact with a nurse to find out, is this what this is? If it isn't, how do I solve the problem? So this is something I've known about for years. It's called Ask a Nurse. If you have any skills in nursing, remedies, health, naturopathic, neopathic, or anything in relation to health, in order to help a person to deal with their health needs and desires and regimens, maybe you may not want to become a nurse, but you may have a skill set in health and healing that you may be able to go to a nursing type online program and apply to become a nurse that talks and chats with people about their health needs. From my understanding, there are no regulations as to what specifically you can tell them. They can't tell you not to tell them a natural source of something to help them health-wise into improving their health, no matter what the gamut of their illness is. Because if you're a nurse, you know these things. And with the way that the climate is today, hospitals are overpacked and overbooked, so what they say, and because of that, people are not desiring to go to the ER. So if you can provide a natural remedy, unless potentially the person has broken bones, I mean severely broken bones that can't be dealt with, or internal bleeding or something like that, and if you have a nursing skill that you can identify that type of injury, then you would tell them, yes, you need to go to the ER. But if there is a natural remedy that can be given, you can take your ability and skill, become the type of nurse that is somebody that they can talk to and ask on a 24-hour basis and get paid for that. Using your wisdom, your knowledge, and your skill set in order to help somebody health-wise. Next to that is this: meal prep and planning. I cook. I love cooking. It is my desire to cook. I love cooking. I've got a culinary certification that I know how to cook just about anything. One of the key things that also happened upon 2020 occurring, people became even more avidly health conscious, which means if you are into health, I would say, and it would 110% behoove you. Please, 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 please. If you know how to cook, there are 3 areas that you can operate in that I'm just thinking of off the top of my head. You can create your own online service where you provide meals and meal prepping for people that are trying to change their diet. We've seen it happen already with Weight Watchers and all of these types of things, that you can use your skill set to either work for a company or create your own online based company through Wix or something. What you would have to do is you would have to follow and seek out the guidelines and protocols for safety measures on protecting food that needs to be shipped, and you would have to abide by those lines in order to freeze and transport whatever food. Now, the catch-22, as of lately, deliveries have been having issues getting to their location. You may not be able to ship long distances, meaning you find your state and you say, well, we can operate in these areas. If you can work within your state, you may be able to team and partner with companies such as, we're going to do this like this. You can come to a company like Uber Eats, and you don't want to be a driver. You don't want to be a person that operates. You want to be the person just like this. Your restaurant delivered, meaning you create an online company, get the requirements necessary to apply to put your restaurant within this service sector, and they will be able to come to your home and pick up your food. You fill out the application, you give them the information in which they need, so on and so forth, and they will be able to pick up food from you. But you must keep the food sanitary because this is food. But it's a service that's needed in these times. People need healthy meal regimens. There are older people that are trying not to get sick. So you may be able to, if you are a cook and that is your skill set, to do a service like that. Next to that, you can also do nutritional meal prep, which is what I was just showing you, that you can create your own meal plans, that you can help a person develop a meal planner that they will be able to, if they don't like to have anybody else touch their food, you can do this. You can create a website that shows all of the food plans for, you got the recipe, the meal, the this, the that. Then you work with Canva or any of the digital tools. I use Creative Express by Adobe because they just changed from Adobe Spark to Creative Express. And you can use that and create your images to create something much like what you're looking at right now. That you would create something like this. You'd have your recipe, you'd have 3 recipes for the day, whatever that is, and you'd show that off. Or you have that's the supplements, but juices, if you're a juicer and you provide actual juicing products that will allow a person the ability to be like, oh yeah, this is something that I need. Now, you can also turn around and provide in tandem with that, which takes me back to this page, supplements. This is some TLC supplements, but there are companies that you can either have your own supplements created, because I started using that company for purchasing those supplements for myself. But if you are a creator, you can, I just saw a minister that I follow, she just created her own supplement line. Let's see if I can find it. Should pop up momentarily. It always takes a long time for this website to pop up. But she just created her own supplement line. This is her supplement line that she worked with a actual company to develop this supplement line. You can create your own supplements if that's what you desire to do. A lot of cases and a lot of companies nowadays are doing direct to consumer products. If you find the right company to develop your line, you just type in what you want. But I would suggest, if you're really going to do it and you're seriously going to do it, don't just go find any little rinky-dink supplementary company. Go find a company that will create fully organic supplements that meet the needs for today's people that need immunity health, because people are not trying to get sick right now with what's going on in our world. That you need to be able to provide something that is going to be beneficial. Now, the rinky-dink ones, they might, as you create it or as you sell it, you get a portion of the proceeds, meaning they take a portion and you get the remainder of whatever it is cost that you put out for what it is that you were building. But you want to make sure that you are providing supplements that are something that people need. Are they organic? What is in them? What are the dosage, the milligrams? Look at these types of things. Look at the things that would be major immunity things that people would need in this time that we're in, and provide that. Next to that, then going from there to being able to just give people that in combination to maybe your food meal prep plan. And if you don't go all deep in that, maybe you do want to go to a company like a TLC or something like that and take your product, meaning if you're doing a meal prep service, meaning take these vitamins, keep your immunity from this company, while packaging meal prep planning to prep good meals for the body to help people in this season. And if you're a cook, you're going to love that. You can do a membership where you do a $5 monthly membership where you provide the ability that people either have access to your website and they can see the recipes at will, or you can connect them to a blog that they come in and purchase from. You do videos where you show how to make these meals, so on and so forth, just as a preparatory thing, and just make it something that will produce you financial security, and you are doing something that you love in the process. Then next to that, for my music people, the biggest thing that you can do right now is get your music into places that there is a need. Perfect example. Anything that I just explained. Meaning if you got people that are starting new companies, maybe they're starting their own nursing company, maybe they're starting their, you've seen places like, is it Allie? Not Allie. Angie's List. If somebody does an Angie's List for nursing, or you want to do an Angie's List for nursing, maybe you want to create a jingle. If you've ever seen the Angie's List commercial or what have you, using your creative skills. Maybe you are a logo designer and you want to use a application such as Adobe. You want to use Adobe Express to create your advertisements, just like you see here. That you can create advertisements for other companies that will be their promotional ads for what it is that they do. And using your artistic skills, that you be the go-between person, that you will be the one that creates the advertisements and develop it. If you're a web designer, I design websites as well. Majority of the things that I do my own websites, which you have seen in the midst. That you create the website and you use your own graphics and designs. You can promote and do your own web-based development. A lot of people at one point were paying services $3,000 and up to maintain websites for people. you are the person that is operating the service, you can provide this service for them and have either a monthly membership where you will maintain their site at monthly membership fees, or you will have a payment service that, as for the length of the time that you are maintaining the site, they pay you a certain amount annually. But you can use a site like this to create all of your content. The main site that I use to create my websites is, let's see, I may not be able to do it because I'm actually logged into it, but you can use Wix and you can create brand new sites from, as I said, that I do websites. These are a ton of my sites for what it is that I'm working on, current projects, past projects, things that I'm planning on working on, so on and so forth, that you can use Wix to create. Wix, I've seen multiple other sites, I've seen editor sites, I've seen new sites pop up because people understand that people in this climate need websites. And if you are creative and that you do writing and writing content, you will make much money doing websites. Getting back to the music though, you can become a writer of music, meaning TV shows nowadays, especially, you're not looking for the mainstream shows. It's good if you can get on one. There is a process in which you have to go back in, go find the developer, go find the music director, search out their information, reach out to them, put your information in their inbox, give them samples, so on and so forth. Yeah. You as a creative, go to a place much like this. You can go to a website like this. This is a place that you can get free, royalty-free music if you pay for a subscription for it, that you can create musical audios with their backgrounds. And there's another site, I can't think of it off the top of my head, and you can write your own music to it, your own jingles to it, your own, you name it. And you can just develop your musical skills while you are trying to find your musical sound. Because right now I'm in that phase of trying to find my musical sound. I know what I want to do. I hear what I want to create. And it's just the being able to pull the pieces together and master it and edit it the right way so that it sounds like something. Having the right quality microphones and so on and so forth. You can create jingles for companies that are brand new. Meaning if you have the ability that you can make websites and make logos and graphic designs, maybe you have the skill that you can make or do writing compositions for musicians. Use and understand rights and publishing rights. That's one of the things that I have looked into for music, where you can become a copywriter, where you copyright. You create your music and have it copywritten. You get your copywriter's license, which is two different things. One is the copyright, meaning you wrote the music, so you have license to that. But then there's the actual audio license, which is the license to these types of tracks, meaning this company has license to all the tracks that are on this website. You can't put your music to this audio without having a licensing agreement, and that gives it, you have to have both. And then you have to have your entire track put into, what do they call it? You know how books get ISBN numbers? You have to have your track licensed through the writers. I forget the name of it. I don't know whether it's ASCAP, but it's something with the Writers Guild, where you write for your written music. And what they always tell you to do, if you're going to do music, if you're going to do a jingle, do some type of video, even if all you do is you do a animated video, because they have the new animations that I see them all the time for, you see commercials that are using animated video concepts. You create a jingle that you just want to create the jingle, and you want to put it to video so that you can have a licensing agreement to protect your intellectual property. You create that. Once you have created that, you will be able to protect yourself, and you'll be able to use it for creating other things, because people are in dire needs, especially if we're not talking about regular TV people. If you can get your stuff on TV, if you can get your stuff into TV music, you can get your stuff into commercials, that's awesome. But if you can get your stuff on another creator's work, meaning if you can creatively collaborate with a person who's, they got a website, but they want to sell their website service, but they don't have a jingle for it, work with them. If you have a person that maybe they're doing an online web series. Issa Rae started out doing her own web series before she became the star of Insecure. If you can create your own web series, or if you contact a person that has their own web service series, you may want to be the person that does their opening instrumental or their opening jingle for their show intro. There are a lot of creatives that create their own online series or have platforms on YouTube that they need an opening jingle that makes it synonymous with them. You can do that. You can create those things. There's so much need for these types of things in this time frame, because people are trying to open up and do new creative projects. This is where your skill sets will thrive, because of the fact that you are using them, that you are providing these services to people that need them. You have people that are creating online stores, e-commerce places. Let's look at this. I was looking the other day at I think it's Bella Canva. This is a company that creates products. You can purchase whatever the main item is, and then have your own logo put on it. I don't think this is the original one though. Hold on. But the point being is, whichever, whether it's this, whether it's I go by Teespring. That's the easiest. You can create products with your logos. You got Printful, Teespring, Spring, and you can create your own product.